Everyone, and welcome to the library. I'm so excited that you're here today, and I want you to know about all the different types of resources that you can find in the library. But in order to find those resources, we first have to know where to look. And to do that, we need to know that there are different sections in the library. There's a fiction section, nonfiction, biography, easy, and reference. Now, all of our books in our library have what's called a call number. Each call number helps us find the location of that book. If you look at the picture, you're going to notice a small sticker on the spine of each book. That sticker tells us the call number. In the easy section, all the call numbers start with the letter E. That E stands for easy. These are normally our books with lots of illustrations or pictures. The next three letters that you see below the E are the first three letters of the author's last name. By knowing the author's last name, it makes it easy for us to find where that book is located. The next section is the fiction section. You're going to notice that all of these books, just like in the easy section, have three letters at the bottom, which stand for the author's first three letters of their last name. However, in this section, all the books start with the letter F. That F stands for fiction. The reference section and the biography section are going to follow this exact same pattern, except with a B for biography or an R for reference. The only section that is a little bit different would be our nonfiction section. Our nonfiction section is categorized by what we call the Dewey Decimal System. You're going to notice that instead of starting with an E or a B or an F or an R, it is starting with a number. In this case, the number is 910.1. The second part of our call number in nonfiction is the exact same as all the other sections. It's the first three letters of the author's last name. Let's go ahead and practice and see if you can put some books in order by their call number. So looking at these call numbers, you're going to notice that all four call numbers start with the letter A. So now we have to go to the second letter in each one of those call numbers to figure out which book would come first. Go ahead and take a look and see if you can figure out which one would come first. If you guessed ABI, you're correct. ABI is first alphabetically, so that would be the first book in our order. See if you can figure out which one would be the second, third, and fourth book. The second book should be ABL because D comes after B and it comes before M and V. The third book should be AME and finally ABI. Good job. Let's try it again. Just like before, all of these call numbers start with the letter T, so that's not going to help us much. We need to now look at the second letter, which is R, Y, R, and A. Well, we know A comes first alphabetically, so our first book would be TAB. However, now we have two call numbers that both start with TR. So now we need to look at the third letter and figure out which one would come first. Between E and I, E would come first. So our next book would be TRE, followed by TRI, and finally TYE. All right, now it's time to make it a little harder and see if you can do the Dewey Decimal System. Go ahead and look at these numbers. Every time a book starts with a number, it's very important that you always look at the number first and don't jump ahead to the letters. So we're just going to start by looking at numbers only. If you notice, all of these numbers start with the number 5. So now we need to look at the second number, 7, 7, 6, and 9. Well, we know 6 comes before 7 and 9, so the first book in our series would be 565.32. Now, look at the first two call numbers. They both start with 5, 7, so now we need to look at the third number. One is 6 and one is 8. We know 6 comes before 8, so our next book would be 576.2, followed by 578.1. And of course, our last book would be 599.1. All right, it's time to make it even more difficult. Now we have numbers and letters. But remember, it's important that you always look at the number first. I notice that all of these numbers start with 345. So I have to look after the decimal to figure out which book would come first. Go ahead and take a look and see if you can order them first. The first book should be 345.1 PAY. Even though PAY comes after the AME, AEU, and BAU, remember we're always looking at the number first. And the number 0.1 comes before 0.2. Now, if we look at the rest of our books, they all have 0.2, but 2 of the numbers do not have any number following the 2, and one has a 5. When this happens, we have to imagine there's a 0 behind there. So the next book in our order would be 345.2 AME, because AME comes before BAU. 345.2 BAU would be next, followed by the 345.25 AEU. Good job. I think it's time that we take a look at how to try to find these numbers. So to do this, let's go ahead and go to Destiny. You're going to start by going to the Volusia County website. When you get to the Volusia County website, you're going to want to log into your vPortal. From there, you're going to see an app called Destiny. Let me show you what it looks like. This is Destiny. It is a green app. We're going to click on it. Once you click on it, it's actually going to take you to what we call Destiny Discover. Destiny Discover has lots of cool resources, such as telling you which books have been recently added, popular titles that have been checked out of our library, topics that you can search by, and some ebooks that we have. I'm going to go up and look for a book. Let's say we wanted to find this book, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I could click on it, and it will bring up the information on where to find it. Notice right here, it tells us our call number. The F tells us that it's located in fiction. The KIN, the first 3 letters of the author's last name, lets us know where in that fiction section we can find it. We'd be going to the K section. Another resource that can help you is the sublocation. The sublocation gives you exactly where in the library you could go to find this KIN. There are signs hung all around our library telling you about the different sublocations, such as fantasy, graphic novels, humor, and adventure, just to name a few. For this one, we would go to the humor section, and then we would look for KIN. This can happen when you search for a book as well. So now I want you to try out on your own. I want you to try to find a book on a tiger, find a Diary of a Wimpy Kid book, and find a book written by Dr. Seuss. Thank you for watching, and good luck.